Hi and welcome to our channel. I'm Veronica and in this video we are going to show you some pointers and ideas about how to prepare a great music class with little or no resources. We know that it's always better to use the right tools for the right job, but since there are external factors like COVID-19, sometimes we need to adapt. So as COVID-19 strikes, music teachers have been in especially difficult position having to plan classes for the whole year without budget or musical instruments. So whether you have to teach online or in person, we are here to help you with some ideas to create a fun interactive class. We will divide this video in two parts. 1. Ideas for your students to play, and 2. Ideas for your students to work in a receptive way. If you're unable to use voice or musical instruments, you can instead think of body percussion, household items as an alternative to musical instruments, and crafting, creating your own instruments, adding some do-it-yourself projects. Talking about body percussion. Body percussion is when music is performed throughout the body. Several cultures use this technique to perform music, and if added to your class, you can work musical notation, coordination, attention, memory, and creativity. Depending on your student's age, you can use body percussion in different ways. For example, in primary school, it can be used towards coordination and attention by following a leader. For all students, could be a way to play formal music notation using different parts of the body to replace the voices of a drum set. Household items can be used as an alternative for musical instruments. We know the sound is not as good as a musical instrument, and we always recommend using them when teaching, but common items are easy to find at home and handy when you're working with distant learning. You can use household items for playing rhythmic patterns, practice music notation, sound analysis, experiment about sound length, and work about the sound and durability of different materials. You can also pair your subject with science and work, for example, in the topic sound waves using non-Newtonian fluids. If you're interested in using household items with your students, check our videos and you will find ideas and resources for your class. Another possibility is not just selecting items from the house or checking their characteristics, but creating something new, and in that case you will be working with crafting. In this case you will be working sound and materials, attributes, motor skills, creativity, and imagination. You can pair your work with history, science, and art. For example, I was working in 3rd grade. We were working in Native American history, so we were using different type of materials to recreate the drums from one particular tribe, while they were working in the history and background with the classroom teacher. We also can work in a way our students need to analyze and learn about music without a performance. This is an easy way if you're working with older students or students that have good musical knowledge. But this type of work can be a little tricky if you're working with younger students. So here are some ideas that you can use with people that does not know any music. Analogical or alternative notation, formal music notation and music theory, and musical analysis. Traditional music notation is a writing system used to graphically represent a piece of music, allowing a musician to perform in the manner desired by the composer. However, there are many other notation systems. Since early 20th century, we can find many music scores using the so-called analog spelling, in which non-conventional symbols are used to represent sounds. Analogical notation is a fun way to write music in a different and more creative way. If you work with this type of notation, you will be working symbolic representation, symbolic thinking, and creativity. So for example, if you need to write a short sound, you can use a dot, while a longer sound will be represented by a line. You and your students can create your own code or way of writing. I used to use this type of notation before introducing my students to the formal way of writing music. If you are interested in this topic, check our video Some Length for some ideas. This is a no-brainer for a music teacher. We always try to use fun resources to teach this part of the curriculum and unconventional materials to do conventional learning. For musical analysis, you will have it straightforward for students who already know music, and you will be able to change the level of difficulty depending on your students' knowledge. But you can use a very simple form of musical analysis with younger or less experienced students. Here are some ideas. Leitmotif. Paying attention to the instrument, paying attention to the instrument's material, and paying attention to the way of playing. The leitmotif is a melodic phrase or figure that accompanies and is associated with the reappearance of an idea, person, or situation. You will find a lot of these musical ideas in a Wagnerian music drama, but also in Star Wars, Peter and the Wolf, and Disney movie Fantasia. You can work with the whole musical idea, paying attention at when it's going to appear or with its structure. In the same way, paying attention to an instrument in a much bigger performance, or paying attention on when metallic instruments are playing or when instruments that are blown are played, you can select pieces of information and create a whole class about it. Hope this video has been useful. We will be doing individual videos for some of these points with more tips and ideas for you to use in your class. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe so we can make more videos. Bye! For older students, could be a way to play formal music notation using different parts of the body. We're working the history and background with the classroom teacher. If you're interested in using household items with your students, check our videos